Guys, happy Sunday. Um, it is about 8 a.m. on Sunday, and my kids woke me up like 2 hours ago. So I am very tired, so I'm not showing my face in this because I look crazy. But I wanted to actually explain this project because it is the food truck project reimagined. I had to adjust it so it could be individual and it could be all online. So I'm just going to go through it like I would have in class. Um, I'm giving you way more time than you actually need to finish this project because again, I don't want it to be a stress in your life and I don't want you to have to rush on it. And I know you have a lot of other things going on and stuff for other classes, and I don't know what other teachers are assigning you. So I'm trying to give you as much time as possible. You could definitely get this done in like a few days, and then you're kind of good to go for the class for a while. So um, that's nice. But I just want to make sure that this is not something that you guys rush on because I do have very high expectations for this project, and I always have, and I will not lower them just because they're in quarantine. But I did adjust the project so it is more doable by yourself than with a group. Okay, so like I said, you have about 4 weeks to complete this. It will be due Friday, May 8th. Okay, so this is an individual project. So you do not have to do anything with your actual group members. This is all solo. Um, you will still have a daily discussion question here because I like them and it's a way for me to still kind of talk to at least those of you who fill it out every day. So that's nice. So you'll still have that to come to, but you will not have any extra assignment or video or even a cooking from home assignment until this is over. Okay. So it's not official that we're not going back or anything. So if we do go back, then we will present these in class and do cooking and kind of pick up where this was left off. But if not, I'll get to what the final project is going to look like. Okay, so we have not been told how finals are going to work this year. Even if we do go back, we don't know how finals are going to work this year because the curriculum has been a little different. So if we do input final grades, this project will be your final grade. So it'll be 20% of your grade. But if we do not, then it'll just go in as a regular assignment project. As we get going, you're going to be making this on a Google Slides. So I suggest sharing it with me. And I'm not going to be like keeping tabs on you in the sense of like checking in all the time to make sure that more was done than yesterday or how, looking at how much time you spent on it or anything like that. That's not what it's for, but I do suggest sharing it with me so I can look at it from time to time and tell you what needs to be fixed or updated or added to. That's what I do regularly when we do this project in class. So I suggest still doing that. I'm always available if you'd like to set up a Zoom conference with me at any time to talk about your food truck project. You just have to let me know so I can make sure that I can get away from my kids and my husband for a little bit and go in the office and talk to you so we can actually chat one-on-one. And okay, so attached to this, you will find the project explanation form, which I'm going to go over, a blank food truck, which I will show you, and I'll tell you what that's about in a little bit. All example projects from the past. So this, you can look at these and kind of figure out or get inspiration and see what other kids have done in the past. And then an example menu. So I will go over all of these, starting with the instructions. Okay, so right here you will see that this is fully laid out, like how many slides, what like the topic of the slide is, and then exactly what should be on the slide for everything. And it's really like for a really big project, only having 19 slides is actually not that much. In the end, before we even get going, if any of your slides just seem to have like a lot of information and you want to make it into 2 slides, That's totally fine. Like I did like slide slide 12 does not have to be this if slide 11 needs more than one slide. I hope that makes sense. But I'd rather this all look nice than be like exact. So I know some of you are really good at making your slides really pretty. Like Rebecca did a really nice job on her ramen one. That always looks really nice. She's very good at that kind of stuff. And that's a lot of what I'm looking for on here. But anyways, slide number 1, general info. So you need to name your food truck. I do want it to be school appropriate. It happens every single semester that someone either tries to get something by me or just flat out asks if they could do something. A lot of times it'll be alcohol or marijuana related, and let's just stay away from that. Okay. And then add your name. The concept slide, excuse me, this is what seems to be the hardest for kids to wrap their minds around what I mean by this. Because this whole project is pretty much made up by you. You're totally making everything up except this slide, really. So this is where I want you to explain your thought process. So say you're doing a taco truck. Talk about how you came up with the idea to do a taco truck. Whether, because I guarantee you've all have thought about this at some point during the semester because you knew it was coming up. So, I originally thought I was going to do an ice cream truck, but then it might have been too hard to serve to the kids at lunch and keep everything cold. So then I was like, what else do kids really like? And I came up with tacos because everyone loves Taco Bell. A real straightforward answer that really explains it. So this really should be more than one sentence. I want like full explanation of how you came up with this. Slide number 3, your logo. So you must create a logo for your business. It can be made on the computer or hand drawn, and then you just take a picture of it and insert it into your document. That is fine, however you want to go about it. I know I have some good artists in that class, so go ahead. If you Google, I should have put this in there, but if you Google like logo creator or something like that, there's a website that you can make logos on. That's what a lot of kids have done in the past. So, and I wanted you to make sure this is in color. So whether you're doing this on the computer or drawing it, I don't want just like, pencil on a napkin and you calling that it. Like it should look really nice. Slide 4, slogan. A simple few word sentence slogan for your food truck. If you need an idea of what a slogan is, just Google like restaurant slogans. A whole bunch will come up. Design your food truck. So this is where that blank food truck that was attached to the post comes into play. And I'm going to show you that super quick here because it's linked right here as well. So it's kind of blurry, but it's okay because that'll all get covered up anyways. But so using the document linked, draw a 360-degree design of your food truck, meaning it should show all 4 sides, which here it does. It should include your truck name, logo, slogan, and a window for serving food. So this is just like your logo. You can like print that out if you have a printer at home and color right on it, and then just take a picture and upload it. Or if you don't have a printer at home, you can just look at that, draw those same lines. It doesn't have to be every single one of these lines, but you can even just put a piece of paper right up to your screen and then just kind of trace around the outside at least, and then you can kind of fill in the blanks. And then color it, take a picture, upload it. Or if you're really good at using the computer and there's a program that you can use to color and design, that's totally fine. I've had groups do that before when people were good at Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator or literally anything else that I don't even know about. You can do that too. The food truck should be colorful. It should include everything that I wrote on here. It should be well thought out. It should be eye catching. You're thinking about this as if it was like a real business that you were starting. Okay, so now the next few slides get into the menu. So you're going to split up your menu so it's not too much on one slide. But so um, again, let's say you're doing a Mexican food truck. Okay, so these first three, menu category 1, menu category 2, and menu category 3. So what I mean by that, it would be like tacos, burritos, and quesadillas. Okay. And then under each, you need to name your food item. So you name it something fun. Like you don't have to be so boring and just be like beef taco. Like come up with something clever. You'll put the name here, price, and then an explanation. So I want you to write like what is actually in your beef taco, what comes with it, your chicken taco, your pork taco, whatever. So you need 3 main categories, and you need at least 3 things underneath. If you want to do more, do more. Then you'll have a sides category and a drinks category. Lists of sides and prices, lists of drink options and prices. You do not need to explain anything unless something needs explaining, like if you make something up. And I don't care how many things are under this. You could have 2, you could have 15. And then your signature dish, this is what you would have made if we were doing the food truck project. And if we do go back to school, this is what you would make. So this is where you explain your signature dish. So it's kind of going to be like a recipe slide. You may get inspiration for something on the internet or a family recipe, but something in the dish should be original and made up by you. This does not mean that you need to completely make up a recipe, but it does mean that you are going to put 2 things together that might not normally go together or something like that. So for example, a homemade original dipping sauce for a gourmet grilled cheese, or someone did cupcakes once and like stuffed it with like weird stuff. This should be featured in your menu somewhere. So this signature dish should have already been seen on one of these slides. It can go in the sides category and it can go in the drinks category. So whatever you want. So on the slide, fully explain your dish, the exact ingredients in it, and how it would be served. And how it would taste. So I want you to really describe these things. So like this slide may take up more than one slide. So there is an example menu on here I want to show you too. So this is a baseball themed truck. So it's called 3 Strikes. So you got the hot dogs, so you have the OG dog, the Chicago Cub, the Diamondback, whatever. You have prices, and then you have the ingredients in each. So kind of someone can read it. Then you got burgers, nachos, drinks, and sides. Okay, so this is there for you to look at if you feel like you need to. Moving on, the location of the truck. Fully explain where your truck is located and why. You need to be very specific. So not a good example. My food truck will be in Chicago. A good example, my food truck will be stationed on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. That is because it is very busy with tourists and business people. We will travel up and down Michigan Avenue while visiting tourist locations like the beach, or the Bean and the beach. Examples of stuff done in the past, Chicago. So if you do like big cities, actually do some research and figure out where is like money-making spots. People have done just Marengo. High schools around like the northwest suburbs and talking about the different high schools you'd go to and when and why. Music festivals is a huge one. Every year people do music festivals. But I want you to talk about where those music festivals are, the date, how you would travel from each, like sports stadiums. I've had a few people like follow the Green Bay Packers around or the Chicago Cubs. Marketing plan. This one also may take up more than one slide because you might have a lot of information and a few different examples, and that's a good thing. So I want you to ex- fully explain where you would promote your food truck as if it were a real food truck. So, how would you promote it in the community? Be specific. So, if you're using social media, don't just write, we will use Instagram. No. Which platforms are you going to use? There probably will be more than one if you're actually running a business. What would like the username be? What would the app be? What would you hashtag? What hashtags would you use on it? What would you put on it? Would you do like giveaways? Who would post? How often would you post? That kind of stuff. Um, and I should say this right now that you can earn extra credit up the wazoo on this project. Basically, anywhere that you go above and beyond and do something extra, you will get extra points. I've had groups get like 50 extra credit points because I am so willing to give more points for more work. So, an example would be like actually making an Instagram account. I've had groups make Snapchats before and post stuff and whatever. I've had groups go to customink.com and like actually create a t-shirt. Now you do not actually have to buy the t-shirt or make it, but you can. This is where a lot of groups in the past have gotten extra credit because they've dressed up a certain way and they've made shirts with like paint and hats and stuff. So that's where they've gotten extra credit. So this is a good spot to like do a little few extra things to get extra credit if that's something that you'd be interested in. Slide 14, advertisement. This is what you would have hung up around the school. So if we were doing this project, you've probably seen in the past some advertisements hung up around the school. So I want you to go to Canva again, and you've used that in class before, or any other computer software you'd like, or you could do this by hand as well. Create an advertisement for your food truck. It can look and include anything you want, but make sure it must catch the eye of someone walking by it. Remember that you are selling something, so you want people to be looking at it. And again, if you want to complete it by hand and upload a picture, that's fine too. Packaging, this is probably your easiest slide that you have. This literally only has to be pictures. You do not have to have a single word on it explaining anything. Find pictures on Google of what your food will be served in. Easy. But you do need to think about what food you are selling, the different types of food you are selling. So you can't just have like a little boat. You might need a plate, or you might need a bowl, or you need cups for drinks. So, excuse me, make sure you're thinking about everything. Another really easy slide, hours of operation. For each day of the week, what time are you open and what time are you closed? Are you open every day of the week, or there's sometimes you're not? Make sure you really think about, first of all, what your truck is selling, and then the area you're going to be selling in, and like why that time is a good time. Like if you're doing a late night kind of like bar kind of truck, like posting up in Chicago outside the bars, well, then you're probably not going to be open at 8 or 9 a.m. You're going to be more late. You're going to be like maybe you're going to be really late, like 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. or something like that. So make sure you think about why you are open and when. 17, you're going to use Google to find a food truck that is actually for sale and link it on the slide. You want to make sure that the selling price is something that can be seen. Then you're going to write a short paragraph explaining where you would get the money to actually buy your truck. This is made up. So you could make a GoFundMe page. You could go on Shark Tank and try to get a deal with the sharks. You could raise money from friends and family. That's just kind of like a how am I going to get my money type of thing. Almost done, I promise. Unique. So what makes your food truck unique? So think of it this way. If you are making a taco truck and there are 3 taco trucks lined up in a row, why is someone going to go to yours versus the other ones? So, and the answer here is not we have friendly service. I swear the amount of times that is written down drives me crazy. Because everyone should have friendly service. That's not something unique. It could be something like you donate 20% of your profits to charity, and then talk about what charity it is. Or you get a souvenir hat when you order the nachos or something like that. And then ideal demographic, a detailed paragraph on your target customer. Who are you selling to? Why are you selling to them? So I have an example here that says, since my food truck is located on Michigan Avenue in Chicago, my ideal demographic will be adults aged 25 to 65 because that is the main age group that have working jobs in the city. There will be, of course, a lot of tourist action too, but I hope to gain a few regulars that come by my truck during their lunch hours. Okay? So, if you have any questions regarding any of this that I went over, ask me, email me. If you have my phone number, text me. Set up a Zoom conference and we'll go over it. Whatever. So some other requirements, your slides should be creative and appealing to the eye. So ugly slides or like not adjusted to make it look nice, you will not get any creative points. And there's a lot of creative points. Your slide should be free of spelling and grammar errors. Oh, sorry, I'm yawning. If there is a squiggly line underneath your typing, find out why. The amount of times I get stuff turned into me that has like squiggly lines all over it because everything is spelled wrong and no one even tried to check it drives me crazy. So don't just leave it. Check it. And also, no texting lingo. LOL, IDK, OMG, whatever, etc. That wasn't even meant to be a texting thing. That's just, anyways. So like I said, if we go back to school, we will make all your food truck items in class. Extra credit. Make your signature dish at home. Submit a video of you making your dish from start to finish. It can be edited so it's not so long. So like how you've seen with a few TikToks for those of you who've done that before. The amount of extra credit will depend on your dish and the creativity of your video submitted. I promise you the amount would be worth it. Oops, this should go down. Okay, well, the last part of this, you will present your food truck, and you can do it one of three ways. One, if we go back to school, you're just going to do it in person, so you won't even have to figure that out. Two, you can schedule a Zoom meeting with me and share your screen with me, and then present it live via video chat. Or three, you can just record yourself on your computer and share the link with me so that I can watch it, obviously. I must be able to see your slides presentation during your presentation. So like right now I'm sharing or I'm screen recording and I'm just talking. So that is fine. You can do that. I don't have to see your face, but I do need to see you or see your presentation and hear you. Okay, so that is it. I will show you some example projects. I'm not going to go through them, but you can kind of see what they look like. So these go all the way back to fall of 2017. So you can see what people made, their posters, which you guys don't have to make a poster, which I'm sad about. But like you can see some of the extra credit they did. Look, they all have magic stuff. They brought lights and decoration. So since a lot of that stuff you cannot do, think about how you can earn that stuff if that's what you're interested in. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Anyways, so I didn't even, oh yeah, I did. Okay, anyways, so I think that's it. If you have questions, again, please ask, and I hope you guys actually watch this video. First person to watch this video and email me your favorite color will get 10 points extra credit. I just made that up now. Perfect. All right. Well, I miss you all, and I hope you guys are doing great, and I hope I talk to you soon.